Today we are going to recap organizational structures. Organizational structures can be defined as the way in which job tasks are formally divided, grouped, and coordinated. Let us repeat this definition. It refers to the way in which job tasks are formally divided, grouped, and coordinated. Organizational structures have the following main purpose: to ensure that the organization remains effective through the achievement of organizational goals and objectives. Organizational structures are influenced by the following factors. 1. The need to separate or integrate certain functions. 2. The perceived advantage of grouping certain processes. 3. The importance of geographic factors. 4. The philosophy and culture of the organization. 5. The advantage of keeping the business as a single unit or splitting it. And 6. The nature of the economic sector. Organizational structures have the following functions. 1. To keep the different parts together in a particular shape and relationship. 2. To give stability to the whole organization. 3. To keep the organization logical and orderly. 4. To promote communication at all levels in the organization. 5. To support better coordination and control. And 6. To indicate the method of delegation. Organizational structures have the following key features. 1. They are structured. 2. They are unbending and inflexible. Organizational structures are also well defined, as well as properly planned. These structures also last for a very long time. There are 6 types of structures we will look at. The first structure is the line structure, followed by the line and staff structure. The next structure is the functional structure, and thereafter we'll look at the divisional structure, followed by the geographical structure, and lastly, the project structure. The line structure is the traditional and simplest form of enterprise structure. It has a strict hierarchy where there's a straight line of command that flows from the top manager right down to all the employees at the bottom. This structure is typical to smaller organizations. The line and staff structure is very similar to the line structure, with one exception. This structure includes a staff function with relevant staff authority. These experts or advisors are allowed to give advice and propose solutions to line managers, but they cannot enforce or give instructions in these departments. The functional structure is another very popular and traditional structure that develops as management see the advantage of specialization. It makes sense to group employees with specific skills in specific functions in order to achieve specific organizational objectives. The divisional structure is a structure that is very typical of large organizations in the fast-moving consumer goods sector, such as Unilever, Tiger Brands, and South African breweries. These structures divide the organization into various divisions based on the product offering in the market. The geographical structure is very similar to the divisional structure, with one exception. The geographical structures divide the business, instead of in divisions, in geographical locations of the branches. The focus of this structure is to ensure that the markets across the world is represented. The project structure is the last structure that is established when one specific area of expertise needs to be expanded. It is typically also a temporary structure that functions together with the organizational structure in order to achieve particular objectives. These structures that we have just looked at will form part of what we call the formal organization. We also now need to consider the informal organization, which is the complete opposite of the formal organization. The informal organization refers to the personal and social relationships that exist within the formal structure of the organization. These personal and social relationships ignore hierarchical levels, span of control, and job content. Interaction will cross all functional lines and boundaries, and these structures are normally not structured by the organization. These informal networks and groups exist for the following reasons. 1. To seek or give advice. 2. To share information. And 3. For friendship. There are 4 types of informal groups that exist. The first group, a reference group, is where members have the same values and attitudes, for example, a religious group. The second informal group, the social group, is where members gather together for friendship and relaxation, such as a soccer club. The interest groups is where members who have a common objective get together with others, such as the case with recycling. Task groups is the last informal group, where members gather to complete a task, for example, specific projects inside or outside the organization. Next, we will look at the effect of informal groups on organizational planning and effectiveness.